truck ever was in a second practice of that race weekend. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Can you give us a big picture of like, I mean, when we hear NASCAR, we just think of Charlotte Motor Speedway and those kinds of places and a certain kind of car, but you're talking about trucks. I don't explain the big picture of the different parts of NASCAR.
Yeah, so there's different levels of NASCAR. I would say the lowest level of NASCAR is in the late model series. So NASCAR has NASCAR late models, which are basically the NASCAR Wheel-In All American Series. That series are late models that race, kind of on a weekly, every couple week thing, like every, each year. And they race all around the country, and typically those guys and girls race at the same track every weekend. Some of them travel maybe to a few different tracks, but for the most part, they race at one track, every weekend, all throughout the year. And
These are all
then
over the place, smaller
those
tracks,
are
right?
all,
Yeah.
yeah, short track stuff. So anywhere from a quarter mile oval to 5/8 mile oval. I don't think they really do anything bigger than that for a weekly basis. So that's kind of the lowest level, and then from there, typically people move up to the NASCAR K&N series, which is now moving up to a regional series. So now in the regional series, now you stop from just doing just one track each weekend. Now you start traveling to multiple tracks, but you travel to those multiple tracks within your region.
Mm.
So now you go from racing late models to jumping into a car that is probably a good, sometimes, 200, 300 pounds heavier and shaped differently, bigger chassis, and different kind of steering, different kind of dynamics with it. It's just a bigger car with more horsepower a lot of times. Sometimes they're not faster than the super late models though, but they're bigger cars and a little bit more horsepower for the most part. And then you jump into those and you run regionally. So now you go from running one track to running a bunch of those same type of tracks, but now you run a bunch of them. So you're running like 14 or so a year, and some of those tracks will end up being like a 1 mile track where you get to go run, on a cup level type tracks, Xfinity Series level tracks.